Last time on Sonic Adventure, Big saved the world. Well, he saved Froggy, which is basically the world for him. But he did good, and now, well, there's not really much for us to do because, as it has been for, well, only really the past one story, because Amy didn't get any emblems, but Knuckles did, so really it's only been one since we've had no emblems to collect anymore. Still though, the point is, Big doesn't have emblems. And also, we're not going to be doing much Chow gardening. The first reason should be obvious, because Big doesn't really run across many enemies, so it's really difficult to grind in Big's story. There is another reason, though, that's not just that, although that in itself is... just do a little jig there. That in itself is definitely a reason I don't want to do too much Chow gardening. To be honest, I probably shouldn't have sent Big to the Mystic Ruin Chow Garden, since Tails also didn't get many enemies to kill many enemies to get animals, rather. So we're gonna be a little lacking when it comes to those Chow for the time being, up until when I actually finish the game, and if I want to continue doing Chow stuff afterwards. I'm not gonna care about just doing all of the Chow Gardens with just whoever I can collect the most animals with, which is actually the last character we'll be getting to. He's really good for that sort of grinding, and also for ring grinding as well if you need that. Sonic is the other one, of course, who's good for ring and animal grinding. Also, unfortunately, we can't go to the casino area as Big. Yeah, it says... I like that animation. It says that we can't go into the casino right now, but for Big, he can't go to the casino ever, because, well, he can't go to Casinoopolis. So he's just restricted from that area forever, which pretty well sucks. Means we won't be able to check up on Gamble Mom, who is hopefully post-Gamble Mom by this point, I hope. What a tragic story that is. Anyway, there's not too much to do around the hotel, but I'm gonna have Big go back to Emerald Coast because I think it's one of the better spots for him to get animals at. I'm trying to think of his stages. There are a few enemies in Hot Shelter, but having to go all the way out there seems like it'd be pretty boring. So I wouldn't want to do that, and one of his other areas is Twinkle Park, which, speaking of which, just because I completed a stage doesn't mean we're going to the Chow Garden now, but Twinkle Park's not much better. It's pretty much all the monkey robots whose names I've forgotten, which is shameful, I know, because I don't think those are coconuts. But anyway, yeah, we are going to Twinkle Park, not for this stage, because I got all the animals I'm going to be bothered to get in Big's story in Emerald Coast, but there's something else we can go to. This, right here, is Twinkle Circuits. This is a minigame that all of the characters in the game share. Now, not all of the characters go to Twinkle Park. I'll explain how they get to this minigame later then, but it is one they can all go to. And I'm playing it as Big first because, well, there's really not much else for Big to do, other than talking around and Chow gardening, so yeah, this is definitely a little bit of filler, but I had to introduce it at some point. Oh yeah, by the way, whoop! Yeah, I left that take in, just soaring off into the vacuum of space. So yeah, you do need to be wary of how you jump in that section, because if you do it a little bit sideways, even though they do encourage it with item boxes, you can just fall off completely, and oh my god, this sucks already. Basically, this minigame works like it did in Sonic's story. The go-karts, or hover bumper car, whatever the hell these happen to be. Yeah, just... it works like Sonic's did when he went through Twinkle Park proper, except it's just for every character. You pick up rings, and those cause you to go faster overall, which can be a bit of a problem just because that, of course, makes it harder to take the turns well. And I'm not gonna lie, I did not check the controls before this, so I don't know if there's any sort of drift button. I'll have to make sure to do that before I do Gamma's story, just so maybe I can do this a little bit better. I mean, you're not guaranteed a better lap each time just because you have more rings and thus can go faster, because if you don't take the turns as well, you can definitely lose a lot of time on that. Oh, and by the way, if it wasn't obvious by this point, basically every character has a fantastic, like, jumping sound clip. Because, of course, if I remember correctly, Sonic's is his woohoo that he did in, actually, did he do it in Twinkle Park? I can't remember at this point, but I'm fairly positive he did. But as I was about to say, he also does it in Skydeck. Whenever the ladders collapse, he just shouts, woohoo! Like it were the most awesome thing in the world, which it really isn't, Sonic. That could have gotten you killed. Anyway, I really should yell at characters who aren't even here. I don't really remember what most of the characters are, because I don't really think... Oh god, that was awful. I don't think I did this minigame that much when I was a kid. I pretty much just accessed it as the characters who can't normally access Twinkle Park, like Tails, Knuckles, or Gamma, and I just listed off all of them. But yeah, I didn't really do it much outside of that, so I pretty much just know Sonic's woohoo and Big's whoa! They're both pretty great, though, and I can't imagine there'd be any sort of boring voice clip for the other characters. Also, that's the Game Over music that was playing right there. You're not going to hear that otherwise. Even if you're playing yourself, you're kind of unlikely to get a game over, so you won't hear that music too often, but they do play it there. I guess they're really sad about you not playing Twinkle Circuit anymore. Please continue. It'd be so exciting if you did. Come on, just a few more rounds. But nonetheless, I've got stuff to do, and by stuff I mean the Chow Garden. Maybe a little bit of racing, and woo! That was a pretty great camera angle. Or camera sweep, I guess. It was more than just an angle because it was actual motion. And you don't say anything interesting, do you? Oh, okay, that you do kind of, actually. I feel for you, Random Explorer, but Mystic Ruins is kind of out of the way, so I don't really know your story too well. Pretty much, I just know that some guys are lost in the jungle and they complain about that or something. Again, I really only bother with the characters around Station Square, because they're more interesting anyway. Mystic Ruin, you can't access most of the time, and they always talk about the ruins and whatnot, so, you know, they're just not as interesting overall. Bit of a shame. You can clearly see where all the focus went, but anyway, yeah. Alright, Chow Garden time. The other reason I don't like Big for the Chow Garden is he takes up a vast majority of the screen. As far as I know, there's no zoom out camera function, so you just have to deal with Big taking up everything. Also, he's fairly slow and clunky, making picking stuff up a pain. And damn it, Slasher, why do you have to look so happy drowning? That is not good for a healthy boy. Little Chow children like you absolutely should not drown. Don't make a habit of it, and for the love of God, Big, please pick something up. That's the other problem. Slasher! That's Big's other problem, is he pushes stuff out of the way really easily as well. Alright, put you down. Also, this just has a mustache. It's a pretty good mustache. Okay, please... Oh, now you're unhappy! Hey, see, Slasher, that's why I'm trying to tell you you shouldn't enter the water until you can swim. Because then you do stuff like that. You don't enjoy drowning anymore. Oh, there you are. I thought he had gone past because I couldn't see him at all, because Big is the worst for Chow Gardens. Oh, come on, really? Yeah, you can see why I pretty quickly went into a state of, no, I don't want to do this, and... Guys, come on. Why are you drawn to the water? Why do you want to do this to yourselves? You all look uncomfortable doing this. You'd think you'd learn it after the first time, but no, apparently not. That's animals for you. They just forget life lessons so quickly. You can't give them after-school specials because they'll just forget them immediately. Hey, cat! Don't eat plastic because then you'll puke. Also, drugs are bad, I guess. I'll be honest, I don't know after-school specials that well conceptually, so I don't know the basic structure of them. As such, can't comment much on those. But, even if I could, cat wouldn't give a shit. It's going to ignore me, and then forget, and then eat plastic again, and we're back at square one. Alright, so eventually when I just feed Slasher all of these animal souls, and I'm giving all of them to Slasher because I want someone half competent at racing, then I'm just gonna be done because I don't want to go back into stages and just hit monkeys over the head with a fishing rod to get their animals. I'm just gonna be done with it. We'll go back to Station Square, we'll do a race, and then we'll be done. And I'm not buying these Chow any sort of hero or dark fruits, or are they light fruit? I think they might actually be light fruit. I think hero fruit might be the second one. But, of course, these are neutral children, brought up by very neutral characters. Why did I say Tails was? Was he lawful neutral, or was he, yeah, lawful neutral, or double neutral, I forget. I don't know, I think Big would be true neutral. He doesn't really want to do anything other than fish, so I can see him taking care of some Chow just because, you know, they're his friends, and he's got to take care of friends, but outside of that, he's not really too interested in the whole parenting thing. So yeah, Big, true neutral, and Tails is lawful neutral. So we got the bad parents, and now we've got the neutral parents, but we only have one good parent. We've only got Knuckles, who is, of course, the best boy. He is very good at taking care of Chow. He does not submit them to the power of darkness and stain their souls for all eternity. No, he would never do such a thing. Alright, you gonna actually eat a fruit? No. The other problem with sending Big to this Chow Garden is the fact that it's not really one that structurally is good for him either. Like, he'd be decent in Station Square or the Egg Carrier Chow Gardens, but here, there's a lot of hills, it's easy to get into the water, and there's just so much stuff to jump up and down as Big, so he's even worse for Chow Garden now that I think of it. The screen real estate thing was bad enough, but yeah, he's not the best at jumping around and going up and down hills and whatnot. He's not terrible at it, but combined with his size, it's definitely something you can notice. Alright, so, Chow race time. If we could push our way in here. Of course, Station Square has all of the, well, it has the lobby and you just take a Chow from any garden. I do dislike the fact that it's all in Station Square. That is something that Adventure 2 does right, in that it has sort of like a central Chow lobby that has the store and Chow minigames in it, and then you have the individual, like, light, dark, neutral sections that you can go to. So it's not all biased for one area, because Station Square has got the shop and the minigames, so you always have to go there. But you can't start there, because if you do, you will just throw your animals into this one Chow Garden, rather than sending them all into the place you want them to go to. It's quite the pain, but whatever. Anyway, I'm not talking about this race, in which we're kinda doing terrible. We would have done better, but the Chows are conspiring again, blocking Slasher's way from proceeding. Of course, Slasher's not really got the best stamina either, even though I thought I gave him plenty of fruit, but no, he rejected it. Oh, he's not hungry right now. Well, where are you now, Slasher? You're losing a race. You're supposed to be the terror child. You're not even doing that well. But oh, I was about to say you're in fourth, but now you're second to last. Oh, come on, you got this. No, Slasher, no! You had that. Come on, Slasher, go, move it. No, Slasher. Oh, fourth. If you just hadn't gotten all tuckered out, you would have made it. Ah well, that's all the time we have today. So, next time on Sonic Adventure, we will start the final story of Sonic Adventure, Gamma's story. Can't wait for that one.